My channel is about restoring things. The issue is I've restored a ton of stuff, but I never filmed it. I took a few photos here and there, and I thought, maybe I'll go back a little bit and show people what I've restored. Today, what I got going on is a co-radio. This is a coin-operated radio. It was popular from the mid-40s to the early 50s, and what they would do is they would actually put these in hotels or in motels. And people would insert a quarter, and then once they did that, the radio would play for 2 hours. Now, a radio back then was kind of like a TV is now, or a smartphone or a tablet. People were really fascinated with it, and that's where their favorite show was at. The family would gather around and just listen to the radio program. Now, I really think you'd be pretty hard pressed to get somebody even to pay a quarter to listen to the radio. These things are a really cool find, but that's just it. The reason that they're cool is they're very hard to find. These radios are super rare. But let's say you stumble upon one thing you want to check is that it still has the coin mechanism in it. That's the internal mechanism that allows the radio to play for that 2-hour time period. Most people rip those mechanisms out and they're long gone. I was fortunate enough where I actually had a neighbor that had one of these. It was beat up, it was in really rough shape, and he was willing to give it to me for $30. But one thing that it had was the coin mechanism was still intact. So I bought it from him. But then it was a long process. I had to sand this thing down. Then I had to use auto bondo to make the body and the chassis of this thing straight again. Then I had to reattach the wire to the back because the wire was so rotted out. So this is the inside of the radio. Here's the coin mechanism. The quarter would go down into here. When it would go down into here, it would trigger the motor that would allow the radio to run for 2 hours. And then once it ran for the 2 hours, it would spit out the slug into this bottom box right here. Now I've made this thing operational again so we can take a look at it. Here's the back part of the radio, the inside, the internals. You'll notice these glass tubes. These old radios, it takes a while to warm up. So even when you put the quarter in, it's not instant. It's not like the radio just has reception immediately. Usually it takes about 30 seconds. So I'll put a quarter in so you guys can see that. All right, we got to see if this thing still works. Put a slug in the quarter slot here. Takes a little bit to warm up, like we talked about earlier, for the tubes to glow, for it to receive a signal. But here it starts to come. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like button and subscribe. And then I'll see y'all guys on the next one.